Recently, there's been a massive amount of uproar, nay, public outcry around the state of corporate graphic design in the modern world. Brands upgrading their garbage, cluttered Web 2.0 logos by employing graphic designers to create amazing, eye-catching, and highly memorable logos and brand identities. Taking their brand from an outdated relic of the early 90s tech boom to a glorious flag of the technological might of modern mankind. Oh God. By simplifying their logos and refining their brand image, brands like Google and Microsoft are representing their direction with their branding and making a promise to customers at the same time. They're saying, we get it. Garbage user interfaces and omega slow technology is a relic of the past, and we are committed to delivering you the opposite, the best experience possible when using our products. However, not all graphic designers are created equal, and not every company is a tech company. So what happens when a company that actually just sells clothes or fruit or literally slices of dry potato decides to ask a graphic designer to do the same thing for them as they have for these tech companies? Yes, we want to communicate to our customers that our machine learning team is hard at work making sure that the user interface on a fucking Pringles can is going to be more useful and friendly and intuitive than it ever has been before. You are not a software company. You sell optimized chips. So why did you take this iconic logo that you've systematically implanted into the minds of millions of degenerate basement dwellers around the globe through years of targeted advertising and turned it into this disgusting black on white bastardization of your original logo that is quite literally a shadow of its former self? It's like you used the drop shadow tool on your original logo and decided you like the literal shadow more than the actual logo itself, because your brain is a ball of sponge filled with cubes of salt water and is incapable of actual congruent thought. But if this issue was only a problem when it came to non-software companies like Petco, Gap, oh God, that one was bad, Pringles and Smuckers, who literally look like they sell financial solutions after their rebrand, then why can't I go on Reddit for more than 2 seconds without people complaining about Firefox and, of course, the Firefox issue is simply a result of misinformation. The current Firefox browser logo looks like this, and the image you see shared around on the internet is actually the logo of their parent company, Firefox, different to the browser, which is owned by Mozilla. Discord, on the other hand, okay, I don't know who the fuck they hired to redesign their brand, but this is unironically one of the worst redesigns I've ever seen in my entire life. Let's start with the positives and the reasoning behind the rebrand, and then I'll get into the reasons why it's dumb as shit. And finally, I'll show you how I, as an actual graphic designer, would redo their brand to look unique and fresh while still staying true to the Discord brand and their original intention. First, the logo. This is the only good part about their redesign. Their original logo was asymmetrical, and I know this because I downloaded it when I was trying to come up with a thumbnail for a video a while back, which is now thankfully nowhere to be found, and was absolutely horrified to find the asymmetry hiding behind that lovable face of clay. Discord made the right move by redoing that logo, making it symmetrical, stronger, more legible. I'm all for it. The problem with the rest of their redesigns is actually rather subtle. If you take a close look, you'll see that everything on this page is an undeniable monstrosity and needs to be torched to the ground like the infection it represents. First, the font. This god-awful font. Okay, so let's have a look at the original. I get the idea here. This has a purpose. This says we're a chat service for gamers that actually works. We've used Mumble, TeamSpeak, and Internet Relay Chat, and they're all complete trash, so we made something that actually works. Good. Pog. But when a majority of your current user base has literally zero clue what any of those platforms are now, or why your service originally came into existence, and are literally just getting it because it's not as boomer as WhatsApp and Facebook, and is quirkier than Instagram or Snapchat, then this looks aggressive, and no longer fits what your brand has become. So the solution: make the font softer and more approachable by a general audience. Cool, sick, makes sense. What the fuck is this? This is the most illegible, confusing, and off-putting font I've ever seen. It's all wobbly and squooshed and off. I hate it. This font was designed by an intern graphic designer with an electromagnet having a seizure on the right-hand side of that brain. I cannot imagine a worse decision to make than to put this god-awful excuse for a font at the front and center of your redesign. Literally Comic Sans would have made more sense. And there's even an argument that you can make that you're connecting more with the meme culture around your service and aren't taking yourself as seriously as like other brands. You keep that relatability. And when fucking Comic Sans is a better design decision than the one that you've made, then you know you've made a brain dead move. I'll show you what font I would have used as part of my redesign at the end of the video, so stick around. Thanks. Now the color. I literally could not think of any reason why you'd want to change your brand's color from what you originally had. It feels so nice to look at, it feels comfortable, and your current user base has already built an association with that color and the good times they've had while surrounded by it. So I cannot think of a single marketing consultant or brand designer that would go, hey, let's take the most iconic part of our brand and alienate our current user base by changing it. But apparently you found them. The color change clearly reflects the apparent modern zeitgeist of the graphic design community as well when it comes to corporate design. And that is, 1, more Facebook is more safer, and 2, brighter is better. I can literally see that they've just taken the original Discord purple and mixed it with the Facebook blue and called it a day. Look at this. They're completely indistinguishable. What the fuck? Aligning your aesthetic with Facebook doesn't make you safer and more approachable. It makes your brand feel disconnected, out of touch, and lost. You'd think this was the dumbest decision they could have made, but hey, it only gets worse! So you know how the original Discord brand had these cute looking characters and elements that made it feel like a fantasy game? This was so cool. This felt cute, nice, homely, and super fun. It had a story behind it. Fully Illustrated's original design made me feel like I was about to go on an adventure with my best friends, because hey, that's exactly what was about to happen. It's almost as if you made a functional aesthetic. So why not keep that feel, that homely warmth, and just change the characters from these cute monster things and low poly fantasy game environments to things you'd find in the real world, while maintaining that original feel. This would make it seem less gamer and would still allow you to keep the awesome feeling that these elements created. And if you weren't going to keep that aesthetic, then why the fuck did you change it to this? Nobody likes this deranged pastiche of an already cold and soulless art style. It's so disconnected and unbelievably generic. What the fuck have you done? For those of you who want a name to put to this god-awful excuse for minimalism, it's called Allegria. Or rather, was. See, this is Allegria, and this is what happens when your design studio runs off MS Paint. The two are completely different things. But both are equally soulless and designed for mass appeal in their own different ways. The difference is the Discord used to have a soul. The brand used to have this feel to it, but it sacrificed that to fit in with the big tech world. But Facebook, for whom Allegria was originally designed, was soulless from the start, so it fit them perfectly. The point is not that Allegria is a bad art style. It honestly looks quite cool and fresh. It definitely looked like that at the time. The problem is that it makes absolutely no sense anywhere outside of Facebook. Stop trying to be Facebook! In lieu of all this, I think it's finally time for me to replace my mouth with an equivalent mass of green paper and show you how I would have redesigned Discord to be more appropriate for the mass market, at least from a graphical perspective, but not completely soulless in every way. So here they are. I really hope you like them. On the left, we have the font replacement, and then on the right, we have my redo of Discord's Imagine a Place concept. I really hope you like them. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on my rationale and thought process behind the redesign in a couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw, and I'll see you on the next one. Later!